Hey there, tribe. I wanted to start shooting some experimental content to share with you the stories behind the screens of so many of our tribesmates around the world that are going from zero to hero, that are starting to change their lives as I have done myself. And I want to share pieces of my own 10 plus year journey story with you so you have an understanding of the person that is in front of you, as well as what it may take on your side to achieve the level of unlocking your potential, and from here, who you can become, because you, my friend, have access to opportunities that your family members don't, that your friends may not understand or may not have the courage to do. And you have the ability to change everyone's life by changing your own. Once the success is proven through you, your families will at least start to know that you're doing something that can change a generation and change your siblings' lives, as I have gotten to help my siblings, can change your relatives' lives as I pour into them, whether they want to scale up their business, finish their housing build, or anything in terms of an emergency. I can be there. Fortunately or unfortunately, I became the most free relative in our generation, and that has been a wonderful gift of this industry. So I share all of that to let you know that I also began with nothing. From a med school dropout, actually I shouldn't say nothing because it was less than nothing, with over $100,000 of med school loan. And stepping out into a world I knew very little about, stepping out into a world that my family didn't know anything about, or I didn't have relatives or even friends. I just had one person that said something about they're making some money online. And it was a friend that I knew from so many years ago. We just accidentally met up at a car dealership where I needed to replace my hand-me-down car that stopped working in the middle of the road. And I used my college or med school loan money to buy a $19,000 car. But after meeting him there, I the next day went back and returned that $19,000 car and invested $10,000 into my first online venture back in 2013. And a few months later, as both my father had a heart attack and my first girlfriend jilted me, which that means stood me up for marriage, as her father did not want her to marry someone who was in debt or is still in school, just did not fit the profile of a successful guy. Those pieces of my story have led me to dropping out of med school and then pursuing this path of unknown. And I'm so grateful I did. And from there, I took so many losses, so many failures, so many questionable feelings of what am I doing and can this work for me, and all of that. And there were so many opportunities to quit. And through it all, not having anywhere to go back to, essentially burning my ships, and also meeting the people that have made it, I continued. I had to pick up a lot of odd jobs, from working as a line cook, a farm technician, to tutoring math, to working overnight as a employee at Walgreens, if you know that big brand in USA. While not having a car, I was working 2 jobs. And at the same time carrying these dreams, and by the way, taking out cash advances, loan against my future payroll, where I had to pay 10% extra. I come from those hardships. Then I went into sales. Then I went into like telemarketing and selling insurance, selling appointments for home water testing. It's been a very long path, my friends. Very, very long path. But I can tell you now, having been free from the 9 to 5 or any hour of the day working for, 2026, I stopped working in 2017. So about 9 years of being free from that 9 to 5 rat race. It has been such a gift. So I implore you not to give up. I want to let you know that it comes with a lot of ups and downs, but if you see me on this side and wonder if it's possible for you, I just want to share pieces of my story so you understand that I also began as a student, as someone learning this space, as someone trying to figure out, is it right for me? Can I achieve? Can I have a breakthrough success? Can I build myself, build a career, build a livelihood? Can I take care of my family? You know, one of the proudest moments of my first bit of money, which was in 2017, was I had like accumulated $20,000 of income from my sales job. I had opened up an office in Florida, and then I had started to host meetings and start to share about the joys of crypto and Bitcoin and all of that stuff, and started to gain some attraction, and started to make up so much of the money that I was in the hole of, from credit card debts to med school loans to not being able to give back to my family. And it was that year that I did two significant things. One, paid off what I settled $123,000 of med school loan with the Department of Education for like $90,300 or $700. I still have those screenshots somewhere in one of my older phones. But because that was like a one-time payment instead of that, I got a lump sum payment amount. So my father was actually proud of the fact that I cleared my debts. And secondly, I paid for my parents to go on their pilgrimage to do the like one of the main pillars of the religion, Hajj, and being able to pay for that to allow my parents to go just felt like retribution for so much that I had been through and I had put them through. So while people around you may not understand the path that you're on, while you may be engaging with more so people online and not the people in your immediate environment because they don't have the dreams and the visions and the understandings, I also have gone through that. And I'm telling you, it's a part of the process. You're not doing something that others have not. We tend to, those of us that see such opportunities and want a better life, we tend to not be like everyone else, and that's why we have to find our tribe. And that may be mostly online with other people around the world, and we're no longer by ourselves. And I share this with you because these projects may come and go, we may make money, we may lose money, but throughout it all, you're building yourself, you're building your story, and you're building your connections. And I am just a testament of this as just a small token of what is possible. There's so much more I have to achieve. There's so much great people in this industry that we can all learn from. But if you wanted to know more about me and my journey, these are just fragments of what I have been through, so that you understand like what it takes to get to these higher levels. And I'm trying to get to even higher levels. But you really have to be unique in your circle, and you have to keep going when it's not even clear how you'll make it to the other side. So many people that have started have not achieved or kept going, and I wanted to let you know that only by keep going will you get to discover all that you can be. I'm extremely grateful for my story, and I'm grateful that I get to share it with you, pieces and fragments of it. Of course, you haven't seen so many of the dark nights when the power was turned off, when there were so many debt collectors calls, when business failures, when I sold my car and thought it would work out in a business venture and lost it in one day, and it just so much darkness, so much darkness. So I try to enjoy the journey, because it's without all of those, I wouldn't get to truly embrace what it is that I get to live right now. And I want to let you know that it'll be all right. Just continue to build your story, continue to turn your mess into your message. And someday, you'll be proud of all that you've been through, because it will be the battle scars that will prove to you more than anyone else that you are capable of enduring so much and overcoming, and that will become your badge of honor. With that, I will see you in our communities as we continue to share these stories, not just of me, but so many others of our ongoing tribe that is expanding around the world on this continuous mission to help people with big hearts achieve big wallets. See you, my friends.